Hello, welcome to lesson 68 for 5th grade. We are dividing mixed numbers today. So, dividing mixed numbers. So we're on page 360 on lesson 68. And the first thing it tells us is to remember the 3 steps that we take when solving arithmetic problems with fractions. Our step 1 is to put them in the correct shape. If they're mixed numbers, put them in the correct shape means put them into improper fractions. If they're in improper fractions, if they're in whole number form and it needs to be in a fraction form, then to put them in a fraction form. And then to do whatever operation it's asking you to do. Is it asking you to multiply? Is it asking you to divide? And then to simplify or to reduce it. So reduce it to the smallest fraction that it can be. Okay, so first it says example 1, divide. Remember, what's our tip with dividing fractions? It says divide 2 2/3 divided by 4. So our first step is put it in the correct shape. So this is not a correct shape because it's a mixed number and we can't divide mixed numbers, okay? So we're going to put it into the correct shape, which is an improper fraction. We say 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. So now it's 8. We keep the denominator, 8/3. We divide. Now how do we turn a whole number into a fraction? Well, we do the reciprocal. We divide it by 1, which is, we just put a 1 underneath it. Okay? So anytime you want to make a whole number into a fraction, just put a 1 underneath that. So now we have our whole number into a fraction and our mixed number into a fraction, and now we can divide. But now what's our step that we can do when we divide fractions? Not the first one, but the reciprocal of the second one. What's the reciprocal of 4/1? Well, the reciprocal just means when you flip it, right? So now 4/1 has turned to 1/4. So now, and when we flip it, we change our division sign to a multiplication sign, okay? So now it's 8/3 times 1/4. And we do not have to make sure that they have common denominators because we're multiplying. That's only when you add and subtract fractions, and then you have to have a common denominator. But we don't have to do that. We can just multiply straight across. So 8 times 1 is 8, and 3 times 4 is 12. Oh, but if you see this 8 and this 12, they're both even numbers. So there's a number that goes into 8 evenly, and there's a number that goes into 12 evenly. So what is the biggest number that goes into 8 and 12 evenly? Well, I know 2 goes into 8, and I know 2 goes into 12, but there's a number bigger than that. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 3 is 12. So 4 goes into 8 2 times, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. So what we have, we started with this, and now our answer is 2/3. Did you guys get 2/3? Did the book get 2/3? Yes, it did. We did it. Let's do that again. Practice. The next one says divide 2 2/3 by 1 1/2. So first step, getting our mixed numbers into fractions, improper fractions. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8, keep the denominator, 8/3. Divided by 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3/2. But then we can't divide a fraction. We have to do the reciprocal of it. So we do the reciprocal of 3/2, which is 2/3, right? We just flip it. And since we flipped it, we have to change our division to a multiplication. So now we have 8/3 times 2/3. And we just multiply straight across. 8 times 2 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. Does 3... Oh, you know what? This is improper fraction, and our answers can't be improper fractions. So we have to make this into a mixed number. So 16 divided by 9. 16 divided by 9. 9 goes into 16 how many times? Evenly. Evenly? None. 9 times 2 is 18, so it has to be 9 times 1. 1 time. 9. And then 9 plus 7 is 9 plus 6 is 15, so 9 plus 7. Okay, and so we have 1 and 7 ninths. 1 and 7 ninths is our total. There are a lot of different steps, but we could do it. Okay, we just have to remember our steps to flip our reciprocal and then to make sure we change our sign from division to multiplication. And I think that's all our examples. Do you want to try problem one of our our practice set? Find each quotient or product. Oh, look, it says 1/4 of 1 3/5. Do you know what that of represents? When you have that of word, that means multiplication. So it says number B says 1/4 of 1 3/5. So we can just change this of to a times and then go from here. Step 1, correct shape. Is this the correct shape? No, we can't have a mixed number. We have to make this mixed number into an improper fraction. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8/5 and 1/4. Bring down our times. And we multiply straight across because we don't have to have common denominators. Yay. 8/20. But those are both even. What goes into 8 and 20 evenly? 2, but that's not the biggest one. 4 goes into 8 2 times, and 4 goes into 20. 4 goes into 25 times. So we end up with 2/5. Okay, so anytime you see of, you know it's multiplication of. All right, have fun. Still miss you.